Good morning and welcome to Wake Up Call. It's me that's here today just for a change. So it is Monday. I had to remind myself of that it is Monday because all the days blend into one. But yes, nice to have your company with us today. So again, jam-packed filled day or a jam-packed day as we, I know our Ben likes to call it a jam-packed day.
That's funny.
So yeah, we've got all sorts lined up for you today. So obviously Wake Up Call this morning, 3 o'clock this afternoon here in the UK, 10 a.m. over on the East Coast. We have got a foil press masterclass coming up. So I've been busy over the last few days trying to think of some things, you know, a little bit different for you, and a whopping saving on that as well today, which I'll talk to you about in a few minutes. And then of course it is Monday, so Monday Makers at 7 o'clock here tonight in the UK, which is 2 p.m. over on the East Coast there. And we've got some lovely things, some Christmassy bits and some everyday on there. Tried to put a mixture on there for you because Christmas is so close now. So I know we're going to have a look at what everybody's up to shortly. But as always, I'm not here on my own. You got a quick glimpse. You heard those dulcet tones. And I'm here with our Joe. It's great to be back together, Joe. How are you?
Really good, thanks. So good to be back with you, Jan. Definitely in the festive mood.
Yes.
Everyone is in a great mood.
We're a bit naughty this morning.
We are indeed. Charlotte's in a great mood. Johnny's in a great mood. It's a real festive cheer everywhere, which I'm really excited about.
Yes.
And also loads of reasons to be cheerful as well. There's the winter sales going on over on the website, which is amazing. It's got up to 70% off over there, which is fantastic. Fantastic lines. Brand new lines added every single day for you as well. So make sure you are checking out all of those juicy savings. But we were saying, Jan, we are really on the countdown now. We're just saying how it's months away, Christmas. It's always months away.
It is. And then boom, all of a sudden it's on Saturday, isn't it? It's like, just seems to creep up on you. I've got a lovely countdown piece of Christmas decoration at home, so I've been turning it every day, getting lower and lower and lower. And I just thought, actually, once it got past the weekend and we were into this week, it's this week. It's this Saturday.
Christmas.
So then I'm thinking, I've still got things to do. This is actually my last working day today here at Crafters TV, and then I've got some bits and pieces to finish off. But yeah, are you all organised, Joe?
Absolutely not. I finally put the tree up this week. I've got a tree, maybe I'll share it with you in the show. And it took me over an hour to unravel the lights, because we just take them off and you just put them all in the bag, don't you?
At the end. No.
So I did it, and as I was doing it, I didn't really stand back and have a look. So I would say at least 3/4 of the lights are in the third middle of the tree. And it's also a very strange shaped tree I've got.
Did you get the real one?
It's a very wide bush with a small twig on top.
There's nothing worse.
It could do. I did think about shaping it and giving it a bit of a prune, but
a bit of a trim.
No.
Oh, I don't know.
No.
Oh dear, we're setting up for the way the day's going to go. I can just see, Joe.
We really are.
Oh. Oh, my goodness, right.
You're right, Jan.
Yeah, would you like me to move over to the kitchen?
Yeah,
Yes,
why
let's
not?
have a wander over here, shall we? Do you know, I can just tell it's going to be one of those days today. They're laughing and giggling in the gallery already. So yes, let's have a little look. I'm going to put my glasses on just so that I can see what's happening over here. Oh my goodness, let me get the goggles on. That's it, we're in, yes. So yeah, we've got the foil press machine coming up at 3 o'clock. Not only have we got the UK version, we've got it back in stock for that US version as well. So if you're looking for that sort of finishing off gift for Christmas, if you haven't bought into this system yet, we're going to demo it this morning, and then I've got that masterclass coming up at 3 o'clock this afternoon here in the UK. So 25% off the machine today, just for 24 hours. So it's a case of get it while you can. $74.99 here in the UK, $104.96 over in the States. And of course you get your club discount there. We've got our platinum prices on the screen for you. So just $59.99 if you're platinum and $83.97 if you're in the States there. So yeah, a really, really good offer. We don't often have massive discounts off the machinery. So when it is on offer, it's a really good time to buy. And again, as I say, if you haven't come across the system yet, we're going to do a demo this morning for you, talk you through what you get for your money. But at 3 o'clock this afternoon, we've got a full masterclass with lots of different ideas of things that you can do with the foil press. So yes, that's our first item on today. So then next we've got the triptych dies, which I hadn't actually had a play with these before this show, and oh my goodness, fell in love with them. We've got these coming up on Monday Makers at 7 o'clock here tonight. So there is a set of 6 different designs, but in there you're getting 19 elements, and we've also added some acetate in there for you as well. So 51.66 in the UK, 59.22 in the US, but again you've got those platinum prices there at the bottom, which bring them down to a really reasonable price. And I know we're almost at Christmas now, but I know some people are still making last minute cards, and again, get ahead ready for next year. I've actually chosen 2 to demo out of here that are not specifically Christmas, because I wanted to get you know, some extra value out of these. So I've picked a couple that can be used all year round. And then finally, we have got the window reveal dies, which again, real fun system there. We've got that main setup die, and then you've got a choice of 6 separate additions that go with it. So a lot of different elements. We've got 85 different elements in that set for you. And again, if you haven't seen it, we're going to do a demo this morning, and then that's coming up in Monday Makers at 7 p.m. tonight here in the UK. So £36.81 for the whole set, $49.30, and if you're platinum, down to $29.45 or $39.44. So again, a really good sort of bundle, and a nice sort of fun with that kinetic element. If you like cards that have got that little bit of movement in them, a little surprise in there. So I'll show you those a little bit later in the show.
Brilliant. Don't forget, if you want to get in touch with me, you can do so in all the normal ways. Crafters TV on Facebook, Crafters Companion if you are across on YouTube. It is Monday though, and that means the start of a brand new week, and also the start of a brand new Get It, Got It, Good. And here it is. This week is your Spectrum Noir paint marker collection. 25 pens in here. You are going to get the acrylic paint markers in the bright, the jewel, the pastels, and the essentials. And then you're going to get the metallic paint markers as well, in liquid gold, the quicksilver, and the molten copper. They've on so many different surfaces, all different cardstock. Brilliant on glassware, stoneware, ceramics they'll go on to, even things like fabric, denim. A really, really brilliant addition. They're beautiful to write with as well. And you've got a great saving there on those too. You're getting 2 packs for free, essentially, on those. $31.96 or $39.98 as a platinum member. A lot of you tuning in and saying hi to me this afternoon, to myself and Jan. Georgianne's in Clearwater. Adriana says, good morning everyone from San Antonio. Making a small jewellery-sized gift box for my mum. She has a necklace for my niece. Oh, lots of people excitedly getting their wrapping done this week, no doubt. Jackie W is in Georgia. We've got Lisa in Minnesota. Felicia's in Ohio. Ohio, Felicia. Marsha, she's in Ohio as well. Ohio to you too, Marsha. Susie T is in from New Orleans as well. Susie T says, don't forget to water the tree. Do you know, I can't water. We were talking about my droopy tree from last year. This one's already quite droopy on the lower branches. And And apparently you're meant to water a Christmas tree, but I buy the Christmas tree where it's, you know, it's got on the tree slab already. Have you seen those ones?
Right, I must admit, I've never had a real tree, Joe. It's not something we've ever had, because with having the dogs, I was always worried about them getting the pine needles in their little paws. So we've always had an artificial tree, so I'm not an authority on.
You're not.
But it makes sense that if it's real and it's been taken out of the ground, it's going to need watering, doesn't it?
Yeah, I guess so. But you can buy them, so you put them in a stand, and then you put water in the stand, and it keeps them fresh.
What about just spritzing it? Would that work?
I don't know. I'll give it a go.
Give it a go.
Yeah, I'll give it a go.
Just mist it.
Maybe I'll give it a
some
bit of a
water.
festive bev. Maybe
Yeah.
I'll give it a bit of a, you know, I don't know, a bit of spritz of Baileys or something.
Yeah, so that a bit of gin, something like that. See if it works.
Spritz of baby sham. Yeah, absolutely. That'll be amazing. Jan, I know we're going to have a look at these paint markers first. These are extraordinary, aren't they? And great for everyone, for all ages.
They are. I love anything like this, Joe. I'm going to show you them in a bit more detail. I've just got a few samples for you for both the acrylics and the metallics as well. So again, if you like your colours, then obviously the acrylic paint markers have got a fantastic colour palette with them. So we've got 4 different sets for you, and I'll show you the colours in a second, but this has had the background done with those. So they work on cardstock, obviously, and then we've just put one of the outline dies over the top there to make a nice little gift bag. Again, using them a little bit more diluted with water, just on a little mini canvas there. So they are a water-based paint, so you can do all your water techniques with them as well, including stamping with them. So these have been used straight onto the stamp, little spritz again. They come in handy, those spritzers. And again, we've got that lovely sort of watercolour effect there with it. And then also, I love this one. I just think really bright and cheerful, little door hanger, Home Sweet Gnome. And again, just painted in the background with some gesso, and then just drawn straight over the top. They will go straight onto MDF. Depends, obviously, with this having the white element in here, it was good to put a white background on the back. But if you wanted to go straight onto MDF, the paint is lovely and creamy and thick, so it will go straight on there. So that's the acrylic ones with the different colour palettes. And then we've also got the metallic, and I love these, honestly. I had these on a little while ago, and you know, even if you just want to do some really nice fancy writing in cards and things like that, but this has just simply been used a little bit like the pointillism art, just little dots of the 3 different colours, using a cutout there, an aperture with a die. And I just think it's a really, really pretty effect, and they're so sort of got a lovely shimmer to them. But you've got 3 colours in this particular set. You've got the gold, the silver and the copper in this set. But again, what about just highlighting elements? You know, you might want to, this has actually been put through an embossing folder and then just highlighted with that drop shadow with the gold there. Again, we've got sort of little gifts, little notebook there which has had some artwork done, and then just again outlining just to pick up, you can see that beautiful shimmer on there. So again, whether you wanted to make gifts, and I love this one as well. Again, you know, if you're not up to drawing as such, I thought this would be great done. If you've got any dies, just pop the die down on the page and draw around the outside of the die. Again, even the metallic, it will just wipe off the dies. Obviously, it's not going to set on a non-porous surface. So, and again, these will work on different surfaces, and they are water-based again. So the minute anything's water-based, you've got that ability for them to play with other products as well. So, shall we have a little look at the actual, oh, I forgot about, I did this last time, I forgot about these. Just going on to different mediums as well. So again, I've just got a little bowl there, little wooden bowl that we've gone straight onto with the silver there. And then just a little bit inside again. So no priming, just straight onto the wood. We've got a little ornament there. So again, you know, if you're wanting to make something that's a little bit more 3D, again, that's got that lovely gold marker just drawn onto there. We've got glass as well, so they'll go straight onto the glass, and the colours will, the acrylic ones will as well, they'll go onto the glass. And again, just little terracotta pot there, so just with that little bit of detail. So, you know, don't think just card making with these, they are suitable for lots of other things as well. So let's just pop those to one side, and I'm first of all going to bring in the acrylic ones. So we've got 4 different sets for you. Let's have a look. We've got the bright set, which has got your primary shades in there. So obviously the red, yellow, blue, and then we've added the green as your 4th colour. You've got the essentials, which when we launched these, this one sold out really, really quickly. You've got the gold and silver in there, the black, and then the white one, which is brilliant for highlights and things like that. Then we've got the jewel tones, so again, a little bit richer tones there with the two sort of proper, what I call a proper chocolate purple, and then we've got the more sort of pink purple there, and then pink and orange. And then finally, the pastel set, again, exactly what it says. You've got the more pastel tones in there, and they'll all play nicely together. They'll all mix together, so you can use, you know, if you're just buying one set, fair enough. If you've got them all, you can mix and match them. So when they come to you, they're actually they come with the nibs are white in the pens. These will mine have already been primed because I've used them. But when they actually come to you, they've actually got, I'll show you that one, the bullet nib in there. We've got a 3mm bullet nib, so a real nice sort of chunky nib on them. But as I say, it's white, so don't think it's a dud. All you need to do to prime these when you get them, first of all, is give them a good shake. And you'll hear that little mixer ball in there. Because it's paint, it just needs agitating to make it work with the system. So anything like this, give it a shake, and if it's got that mixer ball in, it means it just needs that little shake to wake up. You've also got a little sort of window in the bottom of here which shows you how much ink's left in the pen. So when they're upright, you can see, you know, when it's running out, when you might need to order another one here. They're not refillable, so it is a repurchase. But again, when they come to you, all you need to do is depress that nib 2 or 3 times and get that action working, and it will encourage the ink to flow through, and you'll see it flood the nib and the nib turn to the colour of the pen, and then you've actually got it good to go. So these, you'll only need to do that on the one time when you first open them. Then now you can see that mine are all good to go. But again, absolutely gorgeous paintwork in here, really creamy. And again, if all you want to do is actually write your Christmas cards out.
Yeah, I mean, just brilliant for writing with, aren't they? But also
Brilliant.
great for crafting, wonderful for little sort of home decor jobs around, brilliant for journaling as well. I mean, there's just so many different ways and uses I think you'll bring these into. Yeah,
I mean, I've just got black cardstock here. They will work on the white cardstock just the same. Like you said, we've got all those different surfaces that you can work on too, if you like making decorations or 3D projects, if you like working with MDF, anything like that. It's a really nice coverage with them. They are really, as I say, really creamy paint in there. So I'm just going to show you 1 or 2 of the colours now. So these are the jewel sets. We've got that lovely pink in there. Just need to get mine running. Just give that a bit more of a shake. If it doesn't come out properly, it possibly means that you've not mixed the paint inside well enough. So again, just that's better, look. So again, that lovely sort of texture there. So this is actually, let's have a look what we've got there. It's just pink. There's no fancy names on them. We've got pink, orange, purple and violet.
They cover very well, don't they? Very opaque,
even on the black. You know, that's just one layer on the black. What I would do is let that dry and then go in with a second layer to build up that depth of colour. But just to give you an idea of some of the colours in here, I like the jewel set. And again, that pastel set works nicely with these. So again, you've got that lovely bright orange there. And again, mine have been sat while I've been travelling, so they just need a really good shake to mix them up.
Probably
there we go.
That's it. In the car.
Yeah. And then I'm also just going to bring in some white card as well, because they do work nicely on the white. So let me just grab a little piece of the white there as well. So again, you know, if you're wanting, you'll get obviously a brighter shade. Because you've got a white undertone there, you're going to get a much more vivid colour with them. So depending on the background, and like I said, with the MDF, depending on whether you want to go straight onto the MDF or whether you want to prime it first with the gesso, is going to give you a different look. So straight onto MDF, you're going to get more of this sort of vintage tone to it. Whereas on the white, if you've primed it with white, you're going to get a really nice, bright, true colour. So again, we've got that violet in there. Absolutely beautiful. And
Really
then I'll just
amazing.
show you the purple in that one as well.
The value is amazing as well, considering you're getting, what, 25 pence here. Platinum members getting this £31.96, so you're looking at, what, about, is it about £1.10 per marker as a platinum member? It really is incredible value for money. When you think about what you go out and pay in a stationery, in a £1.27 a marker if you're a platinum member DK.
I only got 24 pens, Joe. Am I missing something? I've got 6 packs of 4.
6 packs of 4.
Yeah.
6 fours of 24, correct, Jan?
Yeah, I was just thinking, have I missed something there? Oh, I've got one that's not been primed, look.
Oh no, so
Yeah,
you've got
can you see how that one's white?
4
on the
fours
ends?
and 4 lots of 3 and 3 lots of 3.
So that's all together? That's including the metallics, is it?
Including the metallics, yeah, 25
Right,
including the
yeah,
metallics.
because this is 4 lots of 4, which is 16, not 6
Yeah.
lots of, oh my days.
And then 9 metallic markers as well, 25.
That's right, I'm with you. I've got
it's too early for maths.
It is a bit early, isn't it? Yeah, I was just going to show you this now because you can see this is what I was talking about. I've obviously not used the dark purple one, so this has still got the white nib. So literally, give it a good shake first to get that paint mixed and get it moving about. All right, and then all you need to do is depress that nib onto your cardstock and just do this 2 or 3 times and you'll see that paint start to travel down the marker.
Adriana talks about using these, says that they used a stencil, traced the stencil with a pencil and then went over with the markers. I almost look like a pro, says Adriana. And Val Lloyd says, use these pens on my Dreamies gnomes and they work beautifully as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, wonderful on those MDF items.
Just trying to get this one, it's not playing at the minute, but as like you said, Joe, I think they may be a little bit cold because I've had them in the car on the way up here. But yeah, it should just... There we go, I can see it coming through now. You can just see...
And you only need to do this on the first use, you say?
Yes,
Jan?
can you just see at the top of the nib now where that purple's starting to drift down that nib? So yeah, just wait until it's saturated the nib. So just a little bit of patience there, but you can see how that's actually coloured that nib now. And then once you've got it all saturated, you're actually good to go with the colour. So look at that beautiful... proper like
really
what I
lovely.
call the chocolate purple. There we go, look. So yeah, that's the jewel set. You've got that pink in there as well. And then I'm also going to move on to those metallics as well.
Okay.
So the metallics are a slightly different format. You get 3 pens in each set for the metallics. So you get 3 gold, 3 silver and 3 copper. But they differ slightly in the sense that you have got different nib sizes. So again, similar kind of effect to what we did with the acrylic paints, but in here you have got a 4mm, so we'll start with the larger one, and again same system, you can hear that mixer ball inside, and this one's got that really thick sort of chisel tip on there. So when we look at these, you can see we've got, if you like to do sort of calligraphy style writing, you've got that lovely thick broad line. So that's the first one. The middle one is a 3mm, which is a bullet nib. So we just pop that one. And again, give them that good shake. Just mix up the paint. And you can see there that we've got a slightly thinner line with this one. So mixing and matching them, if you like to do your fancy writing styles, there's some real scope for, you know, for sort of doing the calligraphy and things like that. And then you've got a 0.7, so 0.7, which is your fine nib here on this one. So again, you can just see there how we go down to that fine line. Perfect. So again, you know, if you just want to, I don't know, I'm running out of things to write now. You know, sort of adding details, you know, envelopes, things like that. Or as I say, just highlighting elements of your designs if you're working with a coloured design, things like that. And then you've got the 3 different colourways in these, exactly the same format. So you've got the gold ones there as well, which will give you that same 3 pen format. So I'll just use the middle one out of the 3
Here's
there.
an idea, Jan. Do you think you could write on a wide piece of satin ribbon with these?
That's a good question. Did I bring my ribbon with me? I don't think I did. We'll have to see if we can find some and check. Yeah, it's just whether it would soak in and whether it would start to bleed
out,
on a fabric. I've not tried that, but again, you know, you can see really, really beautiful coverage. And again, they will work on the white. So just, you know, however you want to use these, I just think it's one of those. I know when I was growing up, I always had a set of these. You used to be able to buy them singularly from some of the shops. Always had them just for adding those highlights to things, or as I say, writing on cards. Just looks like something a bit more special when it's been done with a metallic pen there. So again, just to show you that copper one, this is lovely. Oh, they're all lovely, but I must admit, I do like the copper there.
Got a real red tone to it, isn't it?
It has, yeah. So just, it says molten copper, and it sure is, right, if you look at this here. So on the white, you're not getting as much of the metallic property on the white, although it is shimmering there.
It's quite shiny, isn't it?
Yeah, but when anything's metallic, you will always get your best results on the darker colour surfaces. So again, that gorgeous sort of copper tone there on it. Really, really nice. So however you want to use them, you know, whether you're wanting to use them to decorate 3D elements, whether you're wanting to add highlights to things, whether you're wanting to sort of use them in your card making projects, journaling on scrapbooking, things like that. There's space for these for pretty much across the board crafting. It's not just a paper crafting or card making accessory. It's something that you can extend to other craft areas as well.
Brilliant. Very, very busy on those already, as we knew they would be. Is again, it got it good. Remember, it does often sell out, that deal. It will, if the stock lasts, run until the end of Sunday. But of course, a brilliant deal. Do snap those up if you haven't got them already. Want to remind you again about that foil press machine. It is back in stock for you in the US. It has been out of stock for a while now. I need to let you know, even just on that quick mention at the top of this wake up call, 10% of the US stock has gone. We have a lot less than we would like across in the US. We still have a healthy size stock, but I don't think we're going to have enough of them. It's got a 25% discount on there on the machine on its own, which is not something we often do. It is a flash sale though, so it only hold the price for 24 hours. So if you want it, today will need to be the day that you get your hands on that. I know a lot of you have been waiting for that to come back in stock. We've got it back in, and with a brilliant deal on there for you as well. Now, got a mystery bag for you as well. I know, a mystery bag on a masterclass must be Christmas. We're really treating you. The value on this is amazing. Over £100, over $120 worth of items you're looking at. I'm going to show you. I'm going to be a tease. You've got in here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 items in here. I'm going to show you one. This one item on its own is worth more than Platinum members are paying for the entire bag. It's $24.99. This should be on its own. You've got it in there with a load of other awesome stuff. So make sure you're grabbing hold of that. I'll go through the whole contents for you in the masterclass. You might want to order that though, and then come and join us in the masterclass, because 10% of that has gone. That doesn't include everyone that's got it in their basket already on the website. That's people that have actually physically confirmed and checked out. Already busy on that, as I knew it was going to be. Love a little bonus, mystery bag for you on a Monday. Maybe we should do a thing. Maybe we should have like mystery bag Mondays, Jan. Imagine.
Yeah, I like that.
Oh,
Mystery Bag Monday.
The commercial team will hate us for that suggestion. Honestly, very, very busy. A lot of people concerned about me spritzing my tree with the lights on. Good shout.
Yes.
Don't spritz them.
That's not a good idea, is it? No.
With the lights on.
No.
I did just have a little look to try and find a picture to send to Johnny so I could show you, and I realised that I've only got a picture where I haven't tidied up underneath afterwards. There's stuff everywhere, all with my dirty laundry in the background, with my clean laundry on the hanger in the background.
Oh.
I'll send one of them. Susie T says, don't forget to water the tree. I can't water it. I can't spritz it, and I've got no receptacle to put it into. Cheryl saying, don't spritz the lights. Kathy Cox saying, take the base off and water it. It's kind of like it's in the tree. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to. And to be honest, Jan, it didn't go up until, what, the 15th. So I reckon last year I put it up on the 1st.
10 days. You should be good for Christmas, yeah.
So I think we're going to be all right. I think we are. Well, I know we're going to move on to the foil press now. Any questions that you've got about the foil press, absolutely get them into me. I did have a question earlier, actually. And it was from Janice Sutton, who said, do you have to have the Gemini Junior to use the foil press machine, Jan?
No, not at all, no. It was designed to work with the Gemini Junior, but we actually make an extender plate which will work with your large Gemini as well. So whichever way around you want to do this, it works with both systems, and I will try and show you both of those during the masterclass if you can actually tune in at 3 p.m. this afternoon here in the UK. I've actually got the big ones actually on the desk, so we'll use it for this first demo and I'll show you. The reason being, the reason you need the extender plate is all to do with the sensors in the Gemini. The foil press comes with a similar to the Gemini Junior size plates, the 6x9, and this is not wide enough to trigger the sensors inside the big machine. So we make an extender plate that tucks around the edge, which looks like this one. Let me just grab that for you. So it looks like this. Whoops. And it just tucks around the outside there, which makes this wide enough to actually trigger those sensors in that large Gemini. So it does exactly the same job as this one. We've just made it that little bit bigger, and this is in stock. It's not on the show, I don't think, but it is on the website.
It's in stock, and there's 10% off foil press accessories over on the website.
Yep. So yeah, you can use it with both of them. So if you haven't seen it before, I'm just going to go a quick rundown this morning because I'm going to go into a lot more detail on the masterclass this afternoon. Now, I've actually turned mine on. It takes about 3 minutes for it to warm up from being sort of cold, from getting it out of the bag. So I've just turned mine on. But basically, you are getting the foil press base, which is this part here, and then you're getting your silicone plate, which is the piece that we work on. This all comes as part of your box when you buy. And then there is a rocker switch. If you can just see on the side here, there's a little rocker switch to turn it on and off. And when you turn it on, you'll get the power light come on. Push the power light and it wakes the whole machine up, and you've got the little display here with the numbers in, and you've got 3 temperature guides on the side here. Now mine's on low because the majority of the paper crafting work that I do with it is all on the low temperature. The higher ones are for much thicker fabrics, so if you're working things like real leather or heavy denim, things like that, it will need the higher temperatures, and I'll talk about how you work that out in a second. So what I did was just turn mine on and leave it, and it's actually gone from red to green, the little light on here, basically just to tell me that it's ready to go. When the green light's on, this is at the optimum temperature. I can feel the heat now above that silicone plate for it to do the job that we need it to do with the foil. Okay, and then also in your kit you get lots and lots of extra pieces. So the top plate is the one that we sandwich everything inside, so everything going on in here. This is always the final plate to put on before we run it through the Gemini, or in this case, because we're using the large Gemini, we're going to use that larger version. So again, you're going to get some silicone accessories. So you've got the silicone mat for popping your hot metal pieces on to cool down afterwards. And we've actually put you, I love these tweezers, they're really clever. When they're open, nothing's there, but there's a magnet in the top here. So when you close them, it will attach to the metal, and you can lift it onto here, open it, and it lets them go to cool down. Tweezers come with it as well. And then you also get your little finger grippers. If you are sensitive to heat, we've given you these to pull the plate out with. So, because it's not hot, but it does get warm. So again, as I say, if you're sensitive to the heat, you've got the little finger grippers there to go with. And then the last thing that comes in the kit is actually a smaller metal plate, which is just big enough to cover your silicone plate. And this is for when we're cutting things out. So as I say, I'll go into much more detail about all this if you can tune in this afternoon. If you can't tune in live, obviously the shows are still available for you to watch back at your own leisure. So don't worry if you can't tune in at 3 o'clock live. This afternoon you can always watch it at a later date, and there are others on there. I've done a foil press masterclass previously about May time. I know some of the team have. Craig does a foil press masterclass now and again.
Jan, I might put my foil press shirt on?
Oh, for this afternoon. Have you got it with you, Joe?
I've got it with me.
Oh, definitely, yes. Okay.
Oh, I will indeed. Linda wants to know if you can use it through the Gemini Pro, Jan.
Now then. I'm not aware that there is an extender plate for the Pro, because it would obviously need to be wider than this for the same reason. If I just grab my Junior that I've got at the side here and just lift this up for you, let me just touch that across for a second. If we can have a look inside here, if I tilt it, let's just have a look there. Can you just see the two little lugs that are sticking down?
Yeah.
Those are the sensors. So when your plate goes in, it sort of catches those and it alerts the machine to do what it needs to do. So in the Gemini, it's a wider mouth, so those sensors are further apart. So basically when we use this one, it's going to go in between the sensors and miss it, which is why we pop that extender plate in. This has been designed just wide enough to trigger the sensors, which are the same like this, but just in that wider mouth. Now, I'm not aware that there is a plate for the Pro that will do that. At the moment, that's not to say that there won't be in the future. So by using the extender plate for the large Gemini, you're going to have the same issue, that it's not going to trigger the sensors and therefore engage the motor. So at this moment in time, I think the answer to that is no.
Okie doke.
But as I say, watch this space, because things are developing all the time there. So what I thought we'd do is have a little play and just show you something fairly basic. I've got some more demos lined up for you this afternoon, covering all the differences between, you know, what we call stamps, what we call stamp and cut dies, the different surfaces you can foil onto. I was just going to do you a quick one this morning, and my apologies, because it's actually using one of the big background plates, which we've not got on the show. I think they're out of stock on the website, but I know a lot of you will have bought these anyway. A lot of you will have got these from when if you've got the foil press in your kit, you'll have bought these when we actually brought them out. So I just want to do some all over foiling, and I'm going to foil on a piece of acetate for you. So what we need to do essentially is transfer the heat into the metal, and it's the heat that then encourages the foil to sort of leave the carrier sheet. So I'm going to use that. You'll love this, Joe. It's one of my favourites. I'm going to use that gorgeous disco ball one. So it's got that lovely patterning to it, but it's also got those Aurora colours running through it as well. So again, it won't work. Don't be confused with, if you go back sort of maybe 12 months, a couple of years or so, I know Sarah did some cold foiling systems in some of her signature collections. The cold foiling won't work with this system. It is a different type of foil. So that was the one where we put the sticky adhesive transfers down and then put the foil over the top, rubbed it and peeled it away. That's a different system. So if you do have any of those lying around, it won't work with the foil press. This foil is actually it's designed to work, as I say, with the heat from the system to get it to sort of leave the carrier sheet. So what I'm actually going to do is, I've got a piece of acetate that I've cut here, and if I just show, do you know, it's the worst thing ever, isn't it, on TV, trying to show you acetate. Yeah, it's on there, look. And I've cut this the same size as my background plate here, which is 6 3/4 by 4 3/4. So I've got exactly the same size as the plate there. And I've also cut a piece of the foil that's just long enough to cover that piece of acetate. So there's a sequence that we need to follow, and it's the same sequence each side. Now, the big question is, how long do we need to do something for? So the one thing that I didn't mention when I talked through the contents of your box was you'd get your instruction manual. And in the front of here, this is actually like your Bible. So it's a starting point for lots of different materials and lots of different, you've got the foil stamp dies and the foil stamp and cut. Now this is a stamp. I know it gets a bit confusing because we tend to think of stamps when we're inking stamps up, but the reason we've called it a stamp is because it's going to stamp this beautiful detail into the card, and then the foil will sit in that detail that's been depressed in. So it's almost like the deboss side when you're using an embossing folder. So that's why we call them a stamp. And then the stamp and cut have a cutting edge for you to cut the shapes out as well. And as I say, I'll go into more detail with that later. But we need to heat this now. So because I'm on a stamp, I'm going to look at the top section that says foil stamp dies. I'm actually working on acetate, which we've got listed on our sheet here. And it talks about a small, a medium or a large die. So looking at the surface area of your silicon plate, if you split it into 3, a third of it you're looking at approximately a small die, 2/3 of it a medium die, the whole plate, which this is going to cover, a large die. Now in my booklet it gives me a starting time of 30 seconds. Now my acetate is a little bit heavier than what it lists here. This is 0.15, which is quite a thin one. I've actually got construction weight acetate because I'm going to make it into a little box. So I'm actually going to increase this, and there's a little bit of trial and error with this as to what's going to work. So it's a case of try it. If you get too much foil, it means we've had it on for too long. If you don't get enough foil where you want it to go, it means we've not had it on for long enough. So there is a little bit of trial and error. And what we do with your foil press is we give you a roll of the gold foil as sort of a practice one. I always think, because this comes free with the machine, you've got 5 meters of foil on each of these rolls. This one's your practice one. You can afford to use this, have a go, set your timings, and if you've got something that works beautifully, then you've got some room in the back of the notebook to make some notes. But I actually keep a separate little notebook, and I keep this with my foil press, and it's got all my everything that I've tried out, all the right timings and everything in it that I keep with me. So what we're going to do then is pop this central on the plate, and I know that this is going to take about 45 seconds. So we've got buttons here that say minutes and seconds. I'm going to use the addition button just to count up to 45 seconds on here. Okay, and once that's ready, I'm going to press start. Now it's optional whether you want to cover your piece of metal. I do, because I think it keeps the heat concentrated where I want it. I know you'll see some of the team where they don't put the top plate on. It is optional, that one. But you can see that dial now counting down, and this is one of the very few foiling machines that's got this facility on it, where you've got the timer there, which is giving you precision foiling each time. So we're just going to wait for it to count down, and then when it's counted down, you're going to get that audible beep again, just to let you know that it's finished and we're ready for the next stage. The next stage being using the foil and the medium that you're going to foil onto. So because this is very static, I'm actually going to pop them together. So I want my foil to sit on top of the acetate. Do you hear it there? So that means it's good to go. It's warmed it up sufficiently. So we're going to put the pretty side of the foil onto the plate there, and I've got the acetate just over the top. And then because it's acetate and it's not very thick, I'm just going to pop a card. This is just a piece of our black, matte black card, just as a shim over the top. And then we're going to use that big extender plate on here as our top plate. Now there's a little section here that's raised, and the plate just nudges up to that section. And then the one tip that I can give you is where it's connected here, I want you to make sure that this comes straight out. So no wiggling, no lifting up and down, it just wants to come straight out to protect those sensors that are in there. So again, we're going to lift that over to the Gemini. We're going to pop it, and because that extender plate is there to click those sensors, we've got everything working properly. Now the Geminis were all designed with heat sensors in them, so don't think, oh, I've got something warm going into my Gemini, is it going to damage it? It won't. This technology was all built in when we did the Geminis, knowing that the foil press was sort of on the kit to come. And you can see there now, we've got that lovely. So what I'm going to do is just move again with the tweezers there, pick it up, transfer it onto my silicone sheet so that that can cool down. And I'm just going to pop the foil press to one side. And then on here, you've got all the foil comes on a carrier sheet. So what we need to do now is actually take that carrier sheet away. Let me just put it over the black and you'll be able to see it a bit better there, because acetate's the worst thing ever. Can you just see how it's imprinted that lovely design onto your foil there?
That's amazing.
Absolutely beautiful. Now later on at 3 o'clock, I'm going to show you how you can use the waste element as well. Because there's a lot of foil left on here, we can actually use this to work with as well and get like a positive and a negative impression. So what I did with this then was actually take my scoreboard. Let me just grab, have we got one? Have we got a scoreboard? Ooh. Yes, I've got a scoreboard.
You've got one.
It's down here. I'll use the big one. Doesn't matter which one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to score this now and actually turn it into a little box lid. So I'm just going to go, and I've gone with the size of the plate. It's only a small box because obviously you can't foil much bigger than that area that's on your plate here, unless you wanted to start piecing things together. So all I've done is go, and I'm going to go on the reverse side, and I'm going to go at 3/4 of an inch, just to make a nice little box lid, and I've got one already done for you. So the idea of this is exactly the same as when we're making a cardstock box. The only difference is I'm scoring on the reverse, because with the acetate it tends to encourage it to fold in on itself here. So normally I would score and fold away from the score, but because of the way the acetate's made, it actually works better if you do it on the reverse.
Chrissy Mahoney says, is the construction acetate heat resistant? They're two different types, aren't they, Jan?
There are, yes. Now then, this one is construction. It's actually the hunky-dory acetate, which I use for construction. And it isn't particularly designed as a heat resistant acetate, which you can see is why my acetate sort of, if I pop it back on the black there, you can see it is a little bit curved. Just a bit like when we heat cardstock with the heat tool, you get that little bit of ruttling, but once I've got this stuck together, it will be fine. The heat resistant acetate, we've actually popped on the show for you later, but it is very, very thin. So it's fine for working with card projects, but for construction, it's a little bit thin. So again, you know, have a go with them. There's lots of different surfaces that you can foil onto, and as I say, I'll go into more detail later on. But all I'm going to do is just snip this like you would do any other box. Now there's always a big question about what adhesive to use with acetate, because it's hard to actually disguise the adhesive. Now I use my red line tape on here and it worked absolutely fine. The dotty tape pen will work fine as well, depending on what you're doing, so that works on the back of the acetate as well. So again, I don't mind just in those corners that it's, you know, if it does show a little bit, it's not the end of the world because it's on the corner of the box. So all I've done is taken some little tiny wedges out of the edge there. And then, as I say, I use just some of my red line tape and just popped a little bit of that on the tabs there. So you can see just round the corners on those little tabs that we've created by snipping into the acetate. And as I say, this is exactly the same as if you were making it with cardstock. You've seen us make boxes so many times. I just thought it was a nice little, and it's a nice little size, a little treat box size. Anybody that's wanting, you know, something for last minute gifts. And yes, you can see into the box, so I'd be wrapping the gift up in a little bit of tissue or something like that. But it's just nice, I think, to have something a bit different. So using the acetate, it gives you a different look to what it does if you're using cardstock. So again, just to take that tape off there, and then we're just going to literally fasten this together exactly the same. So just bring those corners round and stick them to get that angle. And then what I tend to do once I've got a couple of them in place is just bring my bone folder in and give that tape a really good burnish to get it to stick down properly there. And then I'm going to do the same at this end.
Panda Quest says definitely be a show to save later. Kathy says Jan is so informative, we'll save this show. Christine says Jan's giving us a little mini masterclass in wake up call. I love it.
Yeah.
Mary Kay says, oh my, that is beautiful. I still don't have a foil press. The price is right today. The price is perfect.
It sure is.
Today, it really is. And Rosalind says, love using my waste on letters
got your little gift
and
there.
Small sentiments.
And then if I bring in exactly the one that I'd done earlier at home, all I did was add a little piece of silver glitter card. I've not foiled the bottom half, I've just used the plain acetate. Little piece of glitter card, and then that's my lid. The one we've just made will fit on there as well. Okay, you can see they all fit together. Just to give you something a little bit different. Just done with that foil press. So as I say, there is a limit to the size. That's sort of the largest size you can get. But obviously if you just wanted a little square one, you'd just cut the size of your acetate different. But I just think, you know, to buy something like that would be really difficult to find, I think. But absolutely gorgeous, maybe with a bit of jewellery in there, or, you know, some little tea light candles, something like that, some soft like a scarf or something. So just wrap it in tissue so that the recipient can't see what the gift is. It's just something a bit different.
Like that, really love the way of doing it. Remember, so many different surfaces that you can foil onto using your Gemini foil press. It is on a flash sale, 25% off. It's back in stock in the US. It's very busy in the US. We don't have as many as we would like there. So do grab a hold of it. Can only hold that price as well for 24 hours. So make sure you grab it. Very, very busy on that. Very busy still on that amazing mystery bag, which we'll go through in more detail in the masterclass. I'm going to give you an opportunity to check out your baskets. Whilst you do that, here's all the details of Club Inspire.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Had to make some changes to our shipping charges and we want to keep you informed. With continued pressure on domestic shipments around mainland US, we've had to temporarily increase the cost of our regular 6 to 10 working day standard shipping service from $9.99 to $12.95 and our free shipping threshold from $100 to $125. We also have some really great news to tell you. We've introduced a brand new shipping service called Express Delivery. This is a fully tracked door-to-door service which takes 3 to 7 working days and costs $19.95. This option means you'll get your crafty goodies in your hands sooner, meaning less waiting and more crafting. We're also upgrading delivery services for our Gold and Platinum Club Inspire members who will now receive priority delivery on all of their orders. And if that wasn't enough, we've upgraded these orders to our new Express 3 to 7 day service. Your patience and understanding throughout this very busy time has been amazing. So we'd just like to say a huge thank you and we look forward to chatting to you again very soon.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
Quiet. The neighbours.
I'm all out of Zoom. I'm so lost without you. I'm not singing.
Lisa, if you email in, don't send a picture of your air fryer. Make sure it's something creative.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
You entertain us. You give us a community to talk, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafters Companion is magical. There's magic here.
Joy, there's not a dry eye in the studio here. Debbie's welling up, I'm welling up.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV. Create every day.
Very, very busy. Lots of you choosing to check out there as well. Betty saying would look cute with lights in as a table decoration, that little box. I think that's a lovely idea.
Yes.
Andrea says as well, love this. Thank you for the inspiration, Jan. She also says, sorry, I'm not talking much today. I'm making my hubby's card while watching you. Oh, I love that you're getting crafty. So, Sandy saying, love watching Jan craft because she explains everything so clearly. Sue loves your handwriting as well. She thinks that we should make some stamps with your handwriting, Jan.
So to do some handwritten greetings, that would be good, wouldn't it?
Would be good, wouldn't it?
I may be available, you never know.
There we are. Let's see if we can make that happen. Very, very busy. Next up, though, we're going to go and have a little look at these triptych dies now. Very popular, these, Jan, ever since you launched them.
Absolutely. As I say, I hadn't had chance to play with these since they've launched. So this is the first time I've used them, and oh my goodness, fell in love with them straight away. Obviously, doing the prep at home, I just thought, what a really, really nice design. And the fact, again, I always like products where you can do more than one thing. So obviously the name triptych suggests that there are 3 parts, and you can just see on my packaging here that we've got the 3 different designs there that are going to create this whole effect. You can see the silhouette of it there, but there's nothing to stop you just using one of these. If you wanted to make like a gift tag or a bookmark, something like that, it may be that you wanted to use one of them twice and do 4 of them to do all 4 sides of a box. So anything like this gets my attention straight away because you know that I like crafting things that are, you know, that little bit different. Having said that, I have kept it as the concept for the demo this morning just to show you, if you haven't seen them before, to give you an introduction to them. So in your packaging then, you're going to get that lovely metal work that's done, and it's sort of, you've got the cut edge that's, I say a broken cut edge, because what it's going to do is cut into your card, but where the gaps are in the cutting lines, this is going to stay anchored, so you're actually creating a little window into your design. And this particular one is fairies and floral, so we've got that lovely little bird in the centre, couple of fairies. Don't forget that this obviously would be put face down, so when you actually cut it out, it's going to be the other way around. And then they're all sat on that lovely branch work there, with the little floral aspects on it. So that's the metal work. You also get in here, oh, she says, on the back there, you've got some ideas on the back there. I thought this one had instructions in, but obviously it doesn't. It is fairly straightforward. It's the one later that I've got that's got the instructions in. So what I've done is I've gone with stamping card, and I've cut it to the size of my project that I want. So I've got 7.5 by 5.5 inches. And I've just taken some of our water reactive inks. So I started off with lemon tonic, then I've gone for pink tulip, then I've gone for pale fig, and then I've gone for green topaz.
Beautiful.
And literally just done the blending. And then you can see where it looks a little bit mottled. I've
fallen asleep, Jan. I don't know if you noticed.
You've what?
Can we have a look? Can we have a look at my sleep? I've fallen asleep. There I am, look. Joy just looked up and went, has Joe fallen asleep?
Brilliant. It's just frozen.
No, the camera just froze.
It's a good job he didn't do that on mine, isn't it?
Johnny or Charlotte, can we take a shot of me like this?
Yeah.
And then if I do want to have a little nap, I'll just, you can just keep that one there.
That's brilliant, isn't it? I love that. I'd not noticed because I was looking at this. Yeah, if you look at the speckling on here, once I'd got the blending going on, I've literally just spritzed it with some water over the top and left it so that it dries, and it just gives it that sort of kind of misty illusion there. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut those triptych dies into that cardstock. So I'm just going to grab some low tack tape. I'm going to use my grid on the board here just to give me an idea of where the centre is. So if I go over here, can you guys let me just bring that down a bit so that you can see what I'm doing? Rather than using my ruler, I'm just going to use this as a guideline. So I've got 7.5 inches. We're going to come to 3 3/4 for the centre, and I'm going to pop that middle one in first. So just to eyeball the top of the die here and line it up with that 3 3/4 mark, and then I want roughly, just by eye, about the same distance at the top and bottom. And then once I'm happy with that one, I can literally stick that one into place. And this is something that you will want to make sure is stuck down. All right, and then you've got the next two. And I'm going to pop these either side, and you can see now that you can get your spacing sorted out with the other two with the gaps that you've got left then. So I'm going to line it up at the bottom here so that we're working along the same line at the bottom. And again, I want slightly more around the edge to echo this distance and slightly less in between. Remember, it's going to cut into the card and leave these shapes inside your card. And again, we're going to do the same at this end. So I'm working first of all on the bottom, and then I'm going to sort of try and mirror the same gap there. And then we've got a nice border going all the right way around the outside there.
Nice that these are split into 3 dies as well, Jan, because obviously, you know, temptation would be to create 1 die using these, but
yes,
then you don't have the option, so you don't have that placement.
Like I said, you know, you can do these in any sort of combination. Yeah, the concept is triptych, which is 3 of something, but there's no reason if you wanted to make a square card why you couldn't just use 2 of them. As I say, bookmarks, things like that, place settings, you might just want the 1, or by repeating 1 of them, maybe moving the little bird and popping it on the other side, or maybe doing 2 of on the opposite side. You've got the 4 sides of a box there as well. So once we've got that ready, I'm going to pop that through the Gemini. Now you can see there that would fit perfectly on my Gemini Junior plates, but I have got the large Gemini out, so I'm just going to pop those and go with what I've got to hand there. So passing those through, that's going to do all the cut work. Now I haven't put the metal shim in because it is just stamping card that I'm using. Later on Monday Makers, I'm going to do this with some glitter card with the triptych dies, and I did put the metal shim in because the glitter card is almost like a coated bishush. Can't hear me, could you? Because the glitter card's making a lot of noise then this morning, it was protesting. The glitter card's almost got a coating on it, then I added that metal shim in just for that extra pressure. But with this one, we should be fine with just the normal set of dies. And again, if I turn it over, you can see there that we've got that beautiful cut work, which tells me that it's done its job perfectly. Everything's all cut where it should be. So I'm going to bring this one back into position so that we can see where we're at there, and then literally what I want to do is release the tape first of all. We've got pieces falling out anyway, it's all wanting to jump out of there, but just to release that tape first, and then we can remove those pieces of metal work then. So just gently, that one's just sat under there, that's it, come out wherever you are, there we go. All right, now then again, they're literally falling off, but if they're not, if they don't come off clearly, tip it over and actually lift the cardstock away from the die. You're in much more control by lifting the cardstock than you are by lifting the die. And you can see all those little elements that have stayed in place. So when we turn it over now, we've got that beautiful,
really lovely, isn't it?
Cut work, absolutely gorgeous. And then you've got that inking has just created that lovely sort of ethereal background there for the fairies and everything. So again, just those last little curly bits out of her wings there. And we've got a couple of pieces hiding in the top, but you can see how that's now cut out that and I just think it's a really, really sort of unique. I've not seen this anywhere before. I've not seen this type of die on the market for any of the other brands. So again, you know, really, really pretty. And as I say, just, you know, it might be a piece of pattern paper that you want to cut into. It might be, as I say, we're going to use some glitter card later on in the show. So whatever you want to cut into, and then I'll sort the dies out in a second. We'll get rid of all the pieces. And then what I've done ready, just prepare at home. I've done exactly the same thing at home. You can see there. And then I took my crystal clear sparkle pen, and all I've done here, I don't know whether we can just pick this up, on the cut pieces inside, I've just added the sparkle. It's catching the acetate there, isn't it? But yeah, all the fairy and the blossom and the bird and the fairy, I've just literally lightly gone over with the crystal glitter pen. So it's just giving it a really nice sort of shimmery sparkle. Could just see it on this end one then. Yeah, just catch it there with the acetate, yeah? And then I've put a piece of acetate behind it. Ready, we're going to make a shaker element with this. I've also popped a couple of little embellishments on there as well, I had a dirty mark, I'll be honest with you, I had a little dirty mark here that I'd picked up. I think it must have come off my mat when I was prepping, and I thought, oh, what am I going to do with that? And it's the old joke, isn't it? Stick a butterfly on it. So I literally, these are little sequin butterflies that I use normally in the shaker mixes. I think I've put some in the shaker mix. I thought, you know what, we'll just have a couple on the outside there. So that's where we've got to, and then we need to just use some of the tape there, and I'm going to pop that all the way round that outside edge and make sure that there's no gaps in that foam tape there, just to make sure that those little shaker pieces don't escape. And again, you could do this. I've actually brought all the same colour to put in my shaker, but by just sectioning this off, I was just looking at it there then as I'm putting this on. If you brought some tape down the centre of these here, you could have different colour shakers in each one to sort of echo that colours on the outside. So maybe, you know, some pink ones, some lemon ones and some lilac ones would really echo that design on the outside of it. Now I've just gone for silver to put in mine, and I've brought in some silver on the matting and layering just to link it together. Okay, so that's ready. In fact, let's just take the, keep everything crossed, Joe.
Everything's crossed.
Everything's crossed, everything, yeah, just to make sure that the tape's playing today, because sometimes it does decide to be, go rogue and decide it doesn't want to play, but that's two, it's looking good. I'm just going to take this off ready, and then I'll show you the mats and layers that I've created. Fourth one, don't let me down. There we go. Brilliant. Okay. So I've actually created some mats and layers. I've got my my cardstock at the ready, and I've gone for 8.5 by 6.5, which isn't a traditional size, but I've measured up from what I've got here to measure it with the mats and layers. So again, I've taken a piece of pattern paper, I've got a silver mirror card layer, which brings in those silver shaker pieces, and then I've got some pink glitter cards. So that's going to go directly onto our card. So let me just grab my tape pen. And see, I've taken the centre out of my glitter card there. I do like to be a bit frugal with those nice quality luxury cardstocks.
Panda Crafters don't have these dies, but they look stunning. They do. Also, I'm pretty sure we've done a craft along on these, haven't we, Jan?
Yes, I think so. Yes, if you have a look back, I'm sure there will be a craft along, because they were launched a little while ago.
They were indeed. Yeah. So remember, you'll be able to go back and watch that back. You've got a full 2-hour launch date, which you can go and watch back using these as well. So if you're going for them today, you're going to have absolutely shed loads of inspiration as well. What was that we saw there? Wasn't me, was it? No.
I missed that again.
Yeah.
I was watching.
Do you want me to go over to the foil? No, I'll stay here. I'd made my point really then, to be honest. So I don't know why you've brought me back.
So I've just got my little shaker mix there, and I've put this onto the card, because when you put the shaker pieces in here and then try and invert card over the top, I can never get it straight. So I've actually put my shaker pieces onto here, and then just to make sure that it is going to give me a really nice stick, I like to add a little bit of the wet glue just along there, just as extra insurance, because the last thing you want is somebody to pick the card up and shake it and all those little pieces fly out all over the place.
The front falls off and all your shaker bits fall out.
Nothing worse, is there, than all your shaker pieces falling out. So just that little bit of glue on there will help. And then we're going to centre this. We'll just move those out a little bit so that they're flat. And then centre this over that silver there. So once we've got that in position, commit to that. Stick it down, and then just give it a second to. Don't be tempted to pick it up and shake it straight away. Just give it a second for that glue to adhere, and make sure that everything's nice and sealed. And then I've just stamped a little sentiment out here that says, "May all your wishes come true." And I've added one of those cute little sequin butterflies on there as well. So we're going to pop that one just on the front here, like so. And we've got that butterfly theme adding through there. And then once that's all settled, we've got those lovely shaker pieces going on inside there. Just need to spread them out. That's it. So again, when we turn that around, and then just with scraps left over, I've just added a little tiny bit just to include that, link the front to the back. But I just think they are really, really pretty. And again, lots of different ways of using them. So that's your
really
triptych.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Really gorgeous. Lots of different designs in there for you as well, remember. So within there, you are going to get the violet rose. Is that the right one? No, that's the wrong one, Joe. You're going to get, where has it gone? Oh Holy Night, Santa over the rooftops, magical forest, charming church, fairies and flories, quaint village, and the heat-resistant acetate as well. Yes, very professional. Right, I want to just remind you about that amazing mystery bag we've got for you. There's absolutely loads of awesome things in here. So I'm just going to pick one out. In fact, let me just share with you. Let me just show you this one just here. So if you just have a look at this beautiful die that you've got just here. I mean, it really is gorgeous. Oh, sorry, you there? Yeah, so it's really beautiful. It foils for you and it cuts as well, which I think is brilliant. Oh, sorry. It cuts as well. That one's, this is the Art Deco one that you've got here. It's worth $24.99, that one, which is amazing value. So, I mean, Platinum members, not even paying for that one, getting the rest of the bag included. You've got loads of different items. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different items included in there, which is amazing. So absolutely loads of value in there for you. So make sure you grab a hold of that. The stock's going very, very quickly there though. So do be quick. A lot of people are sharing their crafty plans. Sharing their crafty plans for the day.
Oh my days.
And Nora says, I've got to get busy. I'm making a small box for a Christmas present. Christmas card to match, and also some gift tags. Laura says, I'm making last minute gift tags for presents under the tree. I've got the same colour as my jumper, Jan. Susie T says, making some last minute cards for today. Some for my sister to take to appointments, and one for the mail lady as well. Sharing crafty plans is what I'm going for.
That's the one. Oh my days.
Ooh, right, we're going to have a little look next at the window reveals is our next item we're going to be taking a little look at. These again, awesome. You can see all the different designs that you've got here for you. The great thing about them is that they are such a great movement, such a great kinetic card, a really cool concept. In fact, Jan, I would say I'd never seen anything like these before we launched
No, again, I haven't seen anything like this. You know, we keep coming up with designs that are totally different. And like I said at the top of the show here, we've got that main sort of setup, the main concept, which has got the pieces in here that are going to create that system for you. And then there are 6 extra sort of themed elements that work with that set. So I'll go through all of this with you and show you what I mean. So in that original, in that initial set there, I'll just take the metalwork. You've got quite a bit. This is the one I'd got mixed up with earlier because I know there are instructions in this one as well. So this is the concept die. We're going to need to cut the long tall piece, and then we're going to need this piece as well. And then I'll come back to the other elements shortly. And then in your die set you get a set of instructions which give you written and picture form there of how to cut this concept piece, where to stamp and how to fix that together to get it to work for your reveal. And that's what I'm going to go through with you. So I've got a piece of just plain white cardstock again. We're going to pop that one on here. And then I should somewhere have another piece. Yeah, we've got a piece there for that one. So just plain white stamping card, but again, you can work with any of your cardstocks. I've tried to use some different ones later on. We've got these on Monday Makers tonight. Now, the tall one is a little bit long for your Gemini Junior, but that doesn't mean that you can't use it. What I would do is pop this on so far, pass it through my Junior this way, and then literally just scooch it along and turn it round and pass it back through this way. So you can still cut that large piece. All the rest of them actually fit on the Junior plate. So all the accessory pieces fit on the Junior. So I'm just going to pop these on here, and we're going to cut those out and show you how that concept works. All right. Pop that through the Gemini. And then that's going to cut those out for us.
The price on this, Jan, absolutely off the charts, isn't it?
Crazy for what you're getting. 85 elements in there.
I know.
Such a lot of mix and match ability.
You're saving way more than spending here as a platinum member, which is fantastic. So really, really brilliant. Make sure you grab them, and loads in there. I love that they're all different themes, but also using things like your own pictures and stuff could work brilliantly with this.
Yeah, you could put photos. Once you've seen the concept, you could actually put photos in here and cut that through just the same. Now, if you heard the cracking when it went through the Gemini, don't be alarmed if it does that. It's when you've got an outline die with no sort of middle to it. It often does that. It's just the pressure in the machine, and literally, as I say, because we were just working with those outline shapes, it does sometimes do that, so don't panic. So that's the large piece, that's the scrap. That one's the larger piece. The second piece, that's the scrap. And then we've got the two pieces that we're going to need to make that mechanism. So let's just pop all those to one side. So this actually cuts and pops your score lines in as well. So I've actually got a score line across the centre here. So the first thing I'm going to do is just fold that away from myself, and you can see it's cut a little tiny sliver out of there that we're going to use that second component. So fold it away, make a mounting fold, and then I'm just going to make sure that it's all lined up nicely and just burnish that in place. And then you've also got score lines down either side here as well. So again, wherever there's a score line, we're going to pop a fold in, and I'm folding it away from myself again so that it's on the inside. This is what we're going to use. These are going to become the little glue tabs to stick the piece together when we've got everything in place. And again, just burnish those in so that we know that those are nice and secure. So this is going to create that little sort of element, which is this size, that's going to go on the front with the details in. So I'm just going to flatten that out again for a second. Okay, and then the second piece, you can see we've got all these little slits in the cardstock, and this one, not only has it cut the slits, but it's actually freed the edges up here. So the little sliver here that was missing is for this to come from the inside and poke through to create that pull tab. And then make sure that you're working in the top section. And what we're going to do is pop the first one of these and tuck it inside. It's not the easiest thing to show you on camera, but just tuck it inside that first piece that's been cut. And then we're going to do the same with the second one into the second piece there. You can just see, it's not easy to show you there. And then let me do all four of them, third one and fourth one. And if I lift that up now, you can see that I've tucked those inside. So that piece underneath is tucked into the slats there. And then what happens when this is ready, we've got the what I call the neutral position. And then when you pull the tab, you get a second position. So Perfect. It allows you to stamp one image on the front and one image on the inside, and you get that lovely reveal. So I've gone a little bit ahead and actually got that bit ready, and I've done the stamping and colouring. And we're going to use this sideways. So again, you can use them in portrait or landscape. I thought we'd do this sideways. So you can see I've got that rainy day there on the front. That's my first image. And then when I pull the tab here, we've got that lovely rainbow image.
Cute, isn't it?
As a reveal. All right, so the sunshine's come out comes the rainbow, back to the rain, out comes the rainbow. I just think it's very, very cleverly being worked out. So you've not got to do any of the measuring, any of the working out. And then I've put some tape on what I said was going to be the glue tabs there. So that's that first construction piece. And then I said I'd come back to these. So you've got elements in here now that we're going to cut. I'm going to take this piece and the square to create a little frame to go over the front of there. And then I'm also going to cut that piece is going to create me a little pull tab. You've still got lots of elements left. Now the two larger pieces, in the concept set, you get the little letters in there, which is what I'm going to use later on in the show. So this one's just got those letters, just a note to say, and you've got your pull me if you want to stamp that on the tab. And the two pieces of metalwork here that were left cut out the envelope and the letter. So you can see these two here. And then you've got some other little pieces as well. You've got the die cut if you want to use the die cut word pull, and some extra little elements in there. So what I'm going to do now is use a contrast colour, and I'm going to cut this panel, and then I'll pop the little square inside. And again, I love that the work's been done for us, because the square's just the right size to frame what's going off in our little panel.
Perfect.
So we're going to create that piece that fits on the front here. So all I'm going to do is just by eye sort of get this centred, and it's got a lovely little scalloped edge around it. So again, I'm just looking at the two sides and the top and the bottom to get it as central as I can without measuring everything. And then when you're happy with it, tape it down so that it doesn't move.
Fabulous.
And then I'm also going to take that little pull element, and I'll show you how that one works as well. So we're just going to pop those through the machine as well. And because it's just that little bit, we'll actually pop those and reverse it back out, because I only need to use that end piece there. So once we've gone over the die, we can pause it and reverse that motor. So I'm just listening to hear the difference in the motor. There we go. It's come off the die. And then you can let it go all the way through if you wish. I normally do have my junior plates out, I must admit, but I've not grabbed them this morning. So rather than waiting for it all to go through, we'll just reverse that back out again. So again, to take those off, and we've got the rest of the pieces that we need there. So that's my little pull tab. This is the frame, and then you get a freebie because you get a nice little die cut shape which you might want to use on a different project. But this will now just fit perfectly over here to frame the whole piece and just add that little bit of interest. So all I'm going to do with this is pop tape just on the top and the bottom. All right, I don't want to get anywhere near this element that moves. So just the top and the bottom here. I'm not going to go down the sides, because if you happen to catch the glue on these little pieces that have been cut, it's not going to slide for you.
Okay.
So again, pop it over. I'm going to centre it on the whole piece so that it's just showing that little stamped image beautifully there, and then just get that pressed on each side. And then this one, again, you've got your score line there, so I'm just going to give it a fold and a burnish. And this is actually going to go over the edge here, just as a decorative piece for your pull tab. All right, so again, we'll just pop a little bit of wet glue inside there, and I'm going to stick it all the way along on both sides, because it sticks to itself over that tab. And then this is about ready then to pop together. So again, just line it up so that we've got approximately the same at each side. That's fine. And then pop that one on the end there. Now you can stamp the word pull on there. You've got that die cut to write on there if you wish. And then once you're happy with it all, we can literally take the tape off the sides there. And we're going to fold these in and make sure that the piece that we're pulling is inside. So the tabs want to fold over the top of those, and then the back piece is going to fold and secure. So the first one is going to go down that side. Just make sure those little tabs are tucked in. And then the second one, as I say, make sure it goes over the top of your slider piece. And that's all measured so that that all fits to make that lovely little shape there. So once we've got that in place, we can give that a nice little burnish, make sure everything's stuck down, and then you've got your element then that's going to go from one to the other. I just think they're really, really clever. Okay,
amazing.
So then you've just decide what you're going to pop it on. So I literally just gone for a card today. I've done a little bit of matting and layering with that blue pill cardstock and some design paper. So whatever you've got, you know, you can use any of your paper pads, any of your inked backgrounds. If you've been making backgrounds, you know, with the, it might be the shaving foam techniques. If you've got any of those backgrounds will work with something like this. And this is going to be a tent fold. And
great value here, Jan, as well, because
the
reveal the setup on its own, which you can go for, is £25. However, for an extra, what, £11.81, you get all of the decorative stamps and dies included in this bundle, which is absolutely amazing.
A lot in there, yeah. So again, I've just stamped, and this is from that set again. All right, so from the, I've used the Reveal the Rainbow. So in here, you've got I Love You, Rain or Shine. And I'm just going to pop that one. I want this to go behind here when we stick the whole thing down. And then on the back, I just want glue. Be careful not to put glue on the tab. You just want glue on the back of that element that we've stuck together there. So whether it be your tape pen or a wet glue, I'm just going to pop it on the back of my sentiment as well, and then decide where this bit wants to go on your card. So I'm just going to go for that about there. Okay. And then also in your stamp set, you get some little extra elements. So we'll just pop that back to the beginning. So let me just show you the stamp set in this one. In all your themed sets, you're going to get your stamps, which is what I've used on there. You can see the little Wellingtons there at the front, and then the rainbow. And then you've got different sentiments. And then we've also got that lovely little sunshine stamp. And you've got the Wellingtons separate to make separate embellishments. So again, I've just stamped them out, coloured them in, and we're going to add those just as a little feature on here, just to add a bit more interest onto the card. So I think we'll go with the, just make sure that you don't have anything in the way of the mechanism there. So I think we'll have this one at the top. So I'll pop a little bit of glue on there and have that one at the top there. And then we're going to have the little wellies down at the bottom. So again, you know, you can stamp these out as many times as you want. You can again stamp them if you're using pattern papers. You know, if you're not a colourer, stamp them out of pattern papers so that you don't have to do the colouring. But again, you can see there, we've got that one.
Beautiful.
And then
really
if we
lovely.
actually use the pull tab, you're going from that lovely wet, rainy weather into the lovely rainbow there.
Brilliant. Should we do
really clever, aren't they?
Should we do the vote for the part of the show, Jan?
Right, I've not got a massive amount, have I? I've got my little box that we did on the foil press. That was up at the top of the show. So it's not that exciting, but it was just showing you how the foil press worked. Then we did the triptych dies with the shaker elements in there. So again, you've got those shakers inside there. So that's going to be number 2. And then number 3, we've just done that reveal window die. So you've got that lovely little scene inside there.
Beautiful.
So 1, 2 or 3, I think, this morning.
Awesome. Get voting in Crafters TV on Facebook, Crafters Companion over on YouTube. Need to remind you about the foil press. So busy there at the minute. A fifth of the stock of the US one has gone already. I think by the time we get to that later masterclass show at 3 p.m. here in the UK or 10 a.m. on the East Coast, a lot more of that will have gone. If you've got your eye on it, I would absolutely get an order placed because it's very rare we bring you a discount on the machines on their own. So you can grab that right now, which is fantastic, with that 25% saving. So do get that. It is a flash sale as well, so it'll only last for 24 hours, which is brilliant. Jan says, no, not Jan, you're Jan. Oh no, Carol says, Jan, that is gorgeous, talking about that last week. Kathy Cox as well says, I got these for my grandchildren. I love the cards that I've made for them. They are lots and lots of fun. They really are. Don't forget also about the wind sale that's happening over on the website. 70% off selected lines for you, and we're adding brand new lines every single day to the wind sale section. So make sure you're checking on a daily basis to see what today's glorious new offers are. But there's loads coming up, Janet, aren't there?
Yes, we've got a fun-filled day. As I say, it's they get me here and sort of keep me for the day so that we can have a really good sort of craft going on. So yeah, we've got 3 o'clock this afternoon here in the UK, which is 10 a.m. Is that right? On the East Coast? I'm getting there.
That's correct.
I've just about learnt them for the end of the year. At 7 a.m. over on the West Coast. So that one's going to be a foil press masterclass. So if you are buying into it today, then if you want to tune in again later, I've got lots of instruction for you that you can keep and use in the future, you know, when you're using your foil press. And again, we've got lots of offers on for that one. And then at 7 p.m. here in the UK, which is 2 p.m. on the East Coast and 11 a.m. on the West Coast, course, we've got Monday Makers coming up, where you can see we'll revisit those triptych dies, we'll revisit the window reveal dies, and I've also got some of the interchangeable stamp sentiments on there as well. So lots of demos lined up for you, lots of offers to come. That mystery bag, I think, is going well for the foil press, Joe, isn't it?
It is going very, very well. Very busy on that, and very busy as well on the foil press machine itself. Demo number 3 is the demo of the show,
Number
Jan.
3, that was the reveal window, wasn't it? Yeah, the little
window,
reveal. Thank you very much, guys. So that was the one with that lovely little scene in there where we revealed the sunshine.
Amazing. What a fabulous wake-up call it has been. Don't forget as well, lots coming up throughout the rest of the day. Lots tomorrow as well. There's something very, very special happening on Wednesday evening as well here on Crafters TV. I don't know if we're allowed to talk about it yet, are we, Johnny? Are we? I was told yesterday I wasn't allowed, so I won't. I can tell you, it's going to be my last show before Christmas. Last show this year, in fact.
Yeah.
And to celebrate, it's nothing to do. It's just a coincidence. It's my last show. But I will be here. I'm going to tell you I'm going to be here with Sarah. And I'm going to tell you I'm going to be here for 3 hours.
Ooh.
But I'm not going to tell you any more than that, Jan.
Yeah, there's a clue there, I think, isn't there? Yeah, a clue there.
And also, there's a very special edition of Play Your Crafts Right on Thursday, 7 p.m. in the UK, 2 p.m. over on the East Coast. Debbie Robinson and Becky are going to be here for you. It's our last live show of the year. Don't think, though, that means you don't have more inspiration from us. We've pre-recorded, Jan, haven't we? Loads of great shows. It's going to go out every single day. There's a dedicated show over the holidays, which is nice to keep everyone going.
Just keep everyone going, yeah, fantastic. So yes, I'm hoping that you can join us later on in the day. We've got those 2 shows lined up for you later. All those deals are live for you on the website now, and don't forget that foil press offer. That 25% off is only available for 24 hours. So if you're in that position where you're in or in, don't leave it too late. Don't miss it. It is selling out fast, and that the US one is back in stock for you. So yes, I think we're just about ready to round up for today. Thank you for the votes, guys. Back at 3 o'clock. Joe and I will be back for that masterclass at 3 o'clock. We're going to go and get a little bit of lunch, I think, now, aren't we? Yeah, me too.
Oh, delicious.
Me too. And then we will see you back here if you can join us at 3 p.m, I think, Joe, yeah?
See you then.
See you then. Bye-bye.